Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where in the UK we enter our fourth heatwave of the summer. It is absolutely boiling again, and I woke up in a terrible mood because a mosquito sort of infiltrated the bedroom last night. And you know when a mosquito is close to your ear, it makes that distressing whining sound. And every time I hear that, it makes me want to smash my ears and get the mosquito. Anyway, the mosquito unfortunately ruled the roost over me for about 2 hours in the middle of the night, which didn't make for a happy night's sleep for Simon. But anyway, that's all by the by. We're going to calm ourselves down. We're going to have a look at what is a beautiful looking Sudoku puzzle called the Penrose Steps by Fenners. Fenners, the Olympic athlete, who is also, mentally extremely gifted, as well as being physically extremely gifted. And the Penrose Steps, of course, is that illusion. There was a very famous mathematician in the UK called Roger Penrose. And I think it was Roger Penrose after whom the Penrose Steps are named. And there's steps that looks like you would continually step upwards as you went around them. And then Maurice Escher, the very famous artist, who I didn't realise this. I think I'm right in saying all of Maurice Escher's, or most of his most famous works, are actually etchings, which is an incredible thing. But anyway, Maurice Escher, this is Escher's version of the Penrose Steps. So you can see that the folk here are either always climbing up and ascending, or always going downwards the same set of steps. Escher is a total and utter genius. Anyway, Fenners is also something of a genius and has created this rather wonderful puzzle. And I think this is pretty new. One of our testers had a go at this, I think very recently, and just immediately sent it through and said, "You've just got to have a go at this. It's absolutely sensational." So that is what I plan to do today. I think the tester said it was about average difficulty. I may have got that wrong, actually. It may have been a different puzzle they were saying was average difficulty, and I'm not sure. We'll have to see. You'll be able to judge from the length of the video, assuming I can solve it at all. But I'll read the rules of these lines. These lines are not Renban lines, although they're coloured like they might be, in a moment or two's time. Now, what else can I tell you about? Well, the main thing is that Mark and I are streaming again tonight. We are going back to Blueprints for the 10th time. There's not an absolutely zero chance that we'll at least get into the antechamber tonight. I don't know whether we will or not. I think it's a bit dependent on luck, but I think we're sort of putting together the pieces that might allow us to have a shot at that if the game is kind. So do join us if you have any time or inclination. Of course, I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. 10 p.m. UK time. We'd love to have your company, of course. What else? There are other things. Oh yes, I did commence recording myself solving this week's listener crossword, which is called Listen by Eck, which it now does seem like it might be one of the hardest listener puzzles ever, and I won't give away how far I got within an hour, but I have recorded it, and I probably do intend to release this as part of a series over on Patreon. Now, I won't be able to start releasing it until the competition closes for this listener, which is in about a week and a half's time. But if you have any interest in watching me do battle with a monstrous cryptic crossword over what I think will be a lot of hours by the time I get to the end of it, then do subscribe. We're over on Patreon right now. The other thing we've got going on Patreon, of course, is the Labours of Rostam, the Persian hero. We had a very nice email overnight from somebody in Iran, who's sort of commending us on the theme. So let's have a look at where we are. 614. Reload was the total count for correct solutions. Yeah, it's still a meaningful change, isn't it? 661. And we're getting up towards 2,000 solves for the first puzzle. It's fantastic work. Well done to all of you. The feedback actually we've been getting on the puzzles has been terrific. And I have to say, hats off. 661 people have solved all of the puzzles. Really, really brilliant. The labours of the Sudoku solver are not in vain, it seems. That's over on Patreon as well, of course. Closes on the 20th, the competition. The prize is the chance to solve a puzzle with me, which it feels a bit weird to say that, but that is the prize. What else? Let me look at my list. Other things. Birthdays. Jackson, it's your birthday today, and thank you for the very kind email, and my very best wishes to your wife as well, who I think yesterday achieved the not inconsiderable feat of 15 years sober. I have friends involved in that sort of struggle, and I know how hard it is, so really well done to your wife, Jackson. And I hope today you have an absolutely brilliant birthday with, of course, a large slice of chocolate cake. And I think you might be watching the stream later. It sounds like you've watched it so far, so we'll see you for blueprints at 10 p.m. Next, Erica. Erica, now, your husband Justin wrote to us about your second wedding anniversary, but Justin did not reveal the date. The email suggested it might be today, but I couldn't tell. So if it is your second wedding anniversary today, or if it's any time around now, Justin did write and asked for a shout out. So Erica, well, congratulations. Justin described you as the greatest teammate in life. And I hope, well, I'm sure a second wedding anniversary is most certainly an excuse for some exceptionally well-iced cake. And then a birthday today for Marinus. Marinus, who's turned 29. Your boyfriend Frederick wrote to us. And Marinus, I think you're originally from Denmark, but you might be spending the day in Crete today with your family. So I hope the weather in Crete is not also a heat wave, because I think Cretan heat waves can get fairly intense. That reminds me, actually, I was talking to someone about this the other day, but when I was young, once a year we would go on holiday, normally to a Greek island, and my dad would take my sister and me, and we would get there, and we would spend the first 2 days in literal agony from the sunburn, because in those days my dad just didn't put any sun cream on us. And I remember in particular the burn I would get on the top of my feet was like pain like you cannot believe. And I had a go at my dad about this the other day, and he was like, he was chuckling away to himself. Anyway, if you're in Crete, put sun cream on. It's a good idea. There, I've said it. Anyway, Marinus, many happy returns. There we go. I'm rambling, aren't I? Let's have a look at the Penrose Steps by Fenners, and I will read you the rules of the puzzle, and we can do battle with it. We have got normal 9x9 Sudoku rules applies, normal Sudoku rules applies. We've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Penrose lines. On a pink line, a sequence of increasing digits repeats from the bulb end. The sequence must fully complete and repeat at least once, and each time it repeats, it must repeat fully. For example, along a Penrose line, digits could read 137, 137, 137. Okay, let's put that in. 137, 137, 137, 137. Okay, and I can see, so a sort of sequence of ascending digits is established at the start of the line, and then it repeats, and it repeats completely. So that makes complete sense. So what you couldn't have is sort of, 2, 4, 3, because that would not be an ascending sequence. And the sequence, I was about to say the sequence has to be 3 cells, does it? But actually that might not be true with that one, so we'll get to that when we solve. Anyway, they are all the rules. A new type of Sudoku line. Do have a go. Isn't it beautiful the way it sort of fades, it goes up? The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. So yeah, what I was thinking initially was that it's got to repeat at least once. So the length of the original sequence has to be a factor of the length of the line. And it looks to me like almost all of these lines are, well, they look like 9-cell rem bands, but of course they're not. Yeah, every line, all of these lines, the ones that start with the left-hand dots, all of those ones, not this one, that's different. All of these ones are length 9. So the length of the sequence along these bottom 5 lines has to be a factor of 9. And it must be, it can't be length, it can't be a sequence of length 9, can it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 along the line, because then it would never repeat. And the rules definitely say it has to repeat at least once. And it can't be a length 1 line, because obviously if this was, say, a 1, that would be a 1. So it must be a length 3 line. That's the only other factor there is. So these green lines, they are going to obey the example. They're going to be like 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 7. Now this line is a length 6 line. Yeah, but again, I think that might have to be a sequence of 3. It could have been a sequence of 2. But let's just look at why that won't work. It won't work in it won't work in this box, will it? Those 3 digits are definitely different. So there are definitely 3 different digits along this line. And given it's a length 6 line, it must, in order to repeat those 3 digits, that's going to require the string, if you like, the repeating string, to be of length 3. So this one, that can effectively be green as well. So let's just get rid of green. So all of this sort of foothills of Mount Everest. So it's going to be, it's like there's sequential little thermometers, aren't they? Where the peaks, these sort of alpine peaks or Himalayan peaks here, they are always the biggest digit along their 3-cell thermometer. And these will always be the smallest digit on their 3-cell thermometer. So what we could do is think about 1s and 9s, I think. That might be the sensible thing to do. Because let's just look at this box. We know, because each sequence is of length 3 and the 3rd digit, the peak digit, is going to be the highest digit, there must be a 9 in one of those cells, mustn't there? If we were to put 9 in one of those, it would imply this sort of digit was higher than 9. And there are no such digits. So there's a 9 in one of those, and there's a 1 in one of those. And then that's going to repeat on the line. So one of these being a 9. How does that work then? It sort of steps. That was a 9. 3-cell, yes. So it sort of steps upwards. Exactly like the steps. That's very clever, and not of me. So that, yes, and then it's going to step up again, presumably. So there's a 9 in one of those. Now, yes, okay. So that being the case, where's the 9 in this box? I think it's got to be here, doesn't it? There's no way. It can't be on this peak because of the pencil mark 9s in box 4. It can't be early on any line because it could only be in the 3rd position, and it's not in that column. So there's a digit. We've got a digit. We're off and running. We've got a 9 in the grid here, and then this is effectively the bottom of a thermo. That's the next digit. That's the bottom of a thermo. Oh yeah, no, that does work because I've got 9s here. Because one of these is a 9 and one of these is a 9. 9 in box 8 is exactly there because it can't go effectively early on a thermometer. and then 9 must be here, because that's a trough, isn't it? That's the 7th position, which is the bottom of the third 3-cell thermometer on this line. Now, what does that mean? Well, hang on. I'm not having that either of those is a 9. Because having established this sort of Penrose staircase here, if there's a 9 in one of those, and there's a 9 here, then I'm putting a 9 in a trough position. In box 6, that's impossible. Because then, you know, if that was a 9, that would have to be a 10, that would have to be an 11 or something ludicrous like that. So, sorry, this is clear, isn't it? That's 9, that's now 9, that's 9, and we step down the Penrose staircase here. And then we might not be able to get all the 9s, but there's got to be a 9 in one of those two. There's got to be a 9 in one of those two. It can't be in a trough. So, so what we could have done is ask where the 9 is in row 3, look. And that's going to have to be there. That's the only legitimate place for it to go. And we've got a sort of unresolved X-wing of 9s in boxes 2 and 3. And I wonder whether we can do something similar with 1s, because it feels like that logic that we've just done, this is a feeling and might prove to be absolutely bogus, but I feel like everything we've just done ought to be reversible for 1s. It just looks like it should be, doesn't it? So let's consider whether that could be true. So if we've got a 1 in one of those, then we've got a 1 in one of these, and then we've got a, oh no, hang on, oh no, it won't be symmetrical, because we don't bump this one, this line doesn't continue. Okay, so no, I was wrong. But one, okay, 1 in box 7 is still restricted, because it can't be there, and it can't go on a line unless it's in the early position. So there's 1 in one of 2 places. 1 in one of 2 places in box 1. It can't go here, it would be the 2nd position along a 3-cell thermo. So, but hang on. If that is a 1, where are we putting 1 in box? No, it doesn't. I think it's the same. If that's a 1, then what I should probably have done is this, actually. Let's just, those digits are all the lowest digit along their 3-cell thermos. These digits are all the highest digits along their 3-cell thermos. Let's make those orange, and these are all a middly digit along their 3-cell thermos. Make those green. So that is the basic pattern. So observing now that you can only ever put 1 in a blue position, how could this be a 1? Because box 5 would be broken. In fact, that's not actually the most idiotic way of showing that, is it? So that's not a 1. Yeah, oh no, oh, I thought I was going to get there. It doesn't work. 1 is in one of those two. I thought I was going to be able to apply that logic to this cell by arguing, oh, where's 1 in box 6? But there's a little gap cell there, very annoyingly, which would scupper things somewhat. Oh, but I'm going to play, all right, I'm going to play a different game. Where's 1 in box 2? It can only be in a blue position or in a blank position, so it's there. Now that's a 1 in box 1. And now that is a 1 in box. Oh, well, that's not what I thought was going to happen. Oh dear. Okay, I am surprised. I thought this was definitely going to be the 1, but it doesn't seem to be. So now those have to be the repeatings. And now this is a 1 in box 6. Okay, well that's fine. There's a 1 in one of those. Where's the 1 in row 7 now? It's going to be there. Can't be in these cells, or it would be a 3rd 1 in the bottom 2 rows of the grid. Okay. Now, now what do we do? I haven't got a clue. Well, I say that actually, that's not quite true. Okay, I'm going to at least note that there's an issue with 8 in column 1, I think. If 8 was ever in a blue cell, its thermo would go 9 in the second position and then 10 in the orange position, which is obviously impossible. So 8 cannot be early on a thermo, and 8 is not in any of the dots. Now, does that actually allow us to do anything? Probably not. Or maybe definitely not. Can I do the same with 7? I don't think you can do the same with 7, because why couldn't that be 7, 8, 9? And then that would be 7, 8, 9. And that would be 7, 8, 9. Okay, so maybe that's not how to think about it. No, I was about to say it looks like there's a repeating pattern going on here with the 1s and 9s, and maybe that's going to be a 1. But it doesn't look like that pattern propagates up the grid, so maybe that's not a very sensible thought, although there's a 1, 9 there as well. I don't know. Okay. So how else are we going to... Are we going to actually have to think about individual Penrose lines, if you like? Oh dear, is that really what I have? Maybe I do have to do that. Let's just get rid of my my shading, and let's just think about... I'm not even sure where to start with this, but for example, that cell is obviously duplicating there and there, isn't it? Those 3 digits are the same. Which... Okay, but we know from the earlier shading that was in a blue position. So... Sorry, I should be a little bit more articulate. What I'm trying to think about is where this digit goes in this box. Maybe that's... Or maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know, because wherever we put it, for example, wherever we put yellow in the middle box, it's obviously then going to propagate, isn't it, on its lines. So if, for example, we put yellow there, then what are we saying? That... Oh, no, that doesn't work, of course, because of that. Oh, I'm starting to dimly appreciate that there are restrictions here above and beyond what I'd realised. Oh. Yeah. I see. Right, I'm actually going to go back to this box then. Where's yellow in box 6? It can't go on its own line. It's definitely not equal to 1 or 9, is it? So yellow is in one of those two, which we know sort of propagates down the lines to one of those two, and crucially to one of those two. And it can't go, so if yellow was in row 5, column 8, those would be the positions of yellows on that line, and the yellow would clash in box 7. This is really clever. This is really clever. Wow. So now... Well, now it's got to be here, doesn't it, by exactly the same logic? Because if yellow was, say, on this mountain, it would be on that mountain and on that mountain, and it would repeat in box 4. So yellow has to be as far up the grid as it can be. and therefore it's on those mountain peaks, and we've propagated yellow everywhere, although my yellow there seems to have disappeared. That's lovely. That is lovely. Okay, so let's do the second one on that thermo. Does that work? Can we do something similar with that? We probably can. Although, I'm not sure actually. It might not be as good. It can't go on its own thermo. So, if it was... Well, it can't go there, can it? Because then it would go there by the Penrose logic. So it's in, and it's not 1 and it's not 9. So it's in one of those two cells. Now, can we deduce from that anything? Yes, we can. If it was in this one, it would be in this one, and it would clash there. Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's really clever. And it's obvious once you see it. But until you sort of investigate it a little bit, it's not obvious, or it wasn't obvious to me. So now I get a green there, which is a weird place for a green. Oh, well, hang on. I've got okay, so I've got a green 9 pair here. Maybe I'll give 9 its own colour, and then we could do that, couldn't we? So this is a green 9 pair now. Oh, and but can this be 8? Is it possible for green to be 8? No, actually, it's not. So I think this is a green 8 pair. And the reason this is a green 8 pair is that if green was 8, it's in that position, isn't it? Which means this is a higher digit along its 3-cell thermo, and it would have to be 9, and it can't be 9. Green is not 8, therefore, so this is green and the digit 8, which I worked out earlier. It has to be up there for some reason, which I can't now remember. Right, let's keep going along this thermo. We'll go for black as the top digit, so we'll pencil in the black digits and have a think about how they're going to work. So black is in one of these two cells now, which means it's in one of those two cells, and it's in one of those two cells, is it? No, actually I don't think that's true, because this one doesn't continue. So actually, hang on, we're going to have to be a bit careful here. Black is in one of those two cells, so black is in one of these two cells. I might have picked the wrong cell to propagate this from, because it doesn't look like it's working quite as well to keep going up this thermo to the top digit on it. Okay, we know one of those two is black, and if it's this one, that one, so it's one of those two is black in box 2. But if it's this one, I mean, if it was this one, it would have the unusual property of being the top digit on this thermo and the bottom digit on this thermo, so it would be a sort of middly digit. But if it was that digit, it would be that digit. I know it's not in that cell. I know it's not in that cell because of this pencil mark. No, I don't think I can do that, can I? Am I being really dumb there? Oh, it's there. Ah, goodness. Okay. Yeah, this is the... Yeah, this is the point. And this wasn't obvious. Again, I think I'm being a bit slow today, but I'll blame the heat. This digit takes black out of there. This pencil mark takes black out of there. Black is not 1. So, and I just said, could black be 8? I didn't think of that. That might be possible. Bobbins. No, 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 black is not 8. But because if black was 8, one of these digits is an 8. And that can't be an 8, the first cell on its 3-cell thermo. And this can't be 8, because then that would be a 9. And that doesn't work. So black is not 8, and black has to go there. Because this, remember, is an 8 green pair. So now this digit is not black, that digit's the black digit, that digit's the black digit. This, which is not going to propagate, is it? Black is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, but no, we can do that. It can't be here, can it? Because that's going to pop it on this thermo. If it's there, which doesn't work. So it's not that one. It's got to be this one, which means that's going to unwind my X-wing on 9s. Good grief, Fenners. Good grief. So this is a black digit. This is doing even more. Hang on, I've got to be slow about this. These 2 are now 9. This is definitely orange. This is definitely orange. This is definitely now green, not 9. That's definitely not green. So it is 8 in the corner, I think, because we never coloured the 8. So green is fully specified, but this is black, so this is not the black digit, and this becomes the black digit, which is also taking the place, look, of a 1. So the 1 goes here, the 1 goes here. I should have given 1s a colour, shouldn't I? That's remiss of me. We'll make those blue. Now, this is a black digit, and there we go. So by working our way up this thermo, we've actually got a little bit of deduction doing, haven't we? I wonder if, and this is always easy to say with hindsight, but I wonder if the way to have done this puzzle might have been to just colour all the digits in box 5, for example. They've clearly all got to be different, don't they? So maybe if we give them these 1 colour each and then propagated it along the lines, it would have all been a bit clearer. But I'm doing it my way. Which is probably not the way I should have done it. But anyway, let's think about this now. So surely I could do something with 8. Where's 8 in this box? I have a lot of difficulty believing it's not there. Let's give 8 a colour. Now, if 8 was in either of these 2 positions, it would imply 9 was in the peak position, which it clearly can't be by Sudoku. So 8 is not there. 8 is not green, so this is 8. And that's going to give us some 8s, isn't it? So that's the peak of this thermo, which is that one and that one. All of those are 8s. And that means, oh, that's rather lovely. So that's become an 8. And that does work. It's just below a 9 on this thermo. Now I can place 8 by Sudoku in box thingy. The technical, I can place it there in box 5 as well. I bet all the 8. No, I shouldn't. No, I am going to get all of them, I think. I think I am. All the 8s. All the 8s work, and they all sit just below a 9. Which is great. Yeah, and we can't say. I was going to try 7 in column 1, but it could go there, look, which is distressing, because otherwise it would be green. So we can't get that, I'm afraid. It might be I'm meant to think about 2. I'm not sure. But let's try something else then. Should we try this one? So that's going to be that one and that one. Yes, we should do that. We should do that because I can see something. I'll make that purple, which is a bit difficult to see on the purple lines. But look, in this box we can just place purple. It's not a digit we've already thought of, is it? And if we can place purple here, we can place it here, and we can place it there. And now we can put purple in the corner. We can put purple here, and therefore purple is there. And let's just double click That is 9 purples just straight away. Okay, so let's do that one. We'll make that, what colours have I got left? Lime green is certainly one of the, oh, lime green and indigo. So that's lime green, that's lime green, that's lime green. Oh, phone's buzzing, that's all right. So this must be indigo, it must be the 9th digit, mustn't it? That one's therefore lime green, this is lime green. I think we're going to fully colour the grid, and then we're going to have to do some sort of exercise to work out how the numbering works. No, that's got to be indigo, that's got to be indigo, that's got to be indigo, those two should be lime green, and all we've got we've got a very spectacular grid. And how are we going to make this work then? So we haven't put in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. This might work. I'm not sure. Look at those 3 digits here. Lime green, yellow, green. We know that's a 3-cell ascending sequence, the top of which is green. But hang on, I might have got this wrong, because I might have run out of digits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 digits. Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm about to say is right, because what I'm noticing is green is definitely lower than black on this thermo. And in this box, I've got black, indigo, pink. So what I could do, and I think I'm going to have to do, is to view this thermo, those 3 ascending, and this thermo as the 6 digits I've not yet placed. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to complete the puzzle in no time at all, if that logic is good. I'm just going to go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its vision. That's 3's in the corner, actually. Is it right? That's just ridiculous. What a ridiculous finish. I loved that. That was really clever. Not of me. The Penrose Steps by Fenners. What an extraordinary execution. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's very weird. I think there might be a lot of hidden depth to that as well. If you sort of study the pattern that we deduced, it might have been that there was a step like the very last step I did that you could do much earlier if you had the right thought. But I had my series of thoughts. That's all I can do. And I very much enjoyed sharing them with you. I hope that some of you enjoyed hearing them too. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.